Alright, this is Calibos, and we're playing Project Ozone 3. So, when last we left, we were doing stuff and things beyond that, and I have been working on crops. So we've only got like, oh no, oh that was a mistake. That was not good. So I basically need to level these, and everything else should be okay. Also, in other exciting news, apples. We don't have any because apples. So I was pulling all of the apples out of the system, and I have no idea if there's any in the system now. Apples. So we have 4 apples. But the reason I cared about this is because from the bobbly heart canister things. So I made one of these heart amulets, and it has locations for stuff. So I'm going to make some more of the red heart canisters and see how they go. And then you just can pop it in the bobble slot. So imagine that. I still have no idea what happened to the red heart canisters, but we're basically just needing to do this sort of thing to make these, and then with these we can make. I hate some of these aspects. Heart canisters. Basically, just need to do this and then go. So. Heart canister, pop those in there, and theoretically we should get extra hit points out of this. Of course, we're not. I have no idea why, but, you know, there we go. Do we have extras of these? How many of these do we have? Why are... What? How many heart canisters do we have? Okay, I don't know. I think this pack is starting to have trouble again. Stuff and things. So another thing that I went ahead and did was, you notice there are 21 wireless boosters in here, and I am carrying 21. What? So I don't know if this canister is real anymore, because I'm afraid to throw it off the edge. But one of the difficulties that we ran into, and you'll see that we have very little power in the system, is we kind of like ran out of power. And so I took out a bunch of the boosters, and we still have no power. So I'm trying to find that magical combination of range and whatever that gives us actual power and the ability to, you know, use the internet, as it were. Clearly we are still at the point of... So now it's gone. I have no earthly idea. Let's check our... Okay, so at this point we should be able to... just wait, and everything should power back up eventually. Alright, that's good enough. So, quests. The things you've all been waiting for. Maybe. I have no idea. So again, we'll get to this at some point. It's not a super big deal to me because we have all of the mob drops we could want. In fact, as far as mob drops, I have set this up to pull these things out. We still have a lot of drives. Occasionally they are full, occasionally they are not. So it's been kind of a hassle as far as that. None of these have ever actually, like, we haven't hit 16,000 of any item as far as I'm aware. I mean, these don't really count because they're being stored in the storage stores. But for the most part, yeah, we don't actually have a whole lot of stuff. So, another thing that I did, I was going to explain a thing that I have set up. So, I've set up this recipe here for the crusher. It automatically crushes the horse armor into dust and then cooks it. Over here, I have a disenchantment setup, and this actually saved me a bunch of time and space. So this exports and crafts books to keep books in here. Well, let's start at the beginning. So if it is an enchantment, I have it over here. Yes. So this pulls all of the various armor out. And, you know, there's a couple of different ones of these. And they export it into this chest. From this chest, it goes into here, the enchantment sorter. So the enchantment sorter basically says, does it have an enchantment? Enchanted items go in the purple slots. No enchanted items without enchantments go in the yellow slots, which are at the bottom here. Purple's the top, yellow's the bottom, whatever. And so then it goes ahead and sets the enchanted items to go into this chest here. Or non-enchanted item go into this chest here. And enchanted items go here. So here it pulls the enchantments off, drops them back in the system. At which point they are immediately resorted back into this and then sent out to the gray chest. So gray chest is here. Comes here. And from here it drops it into the matter condenser, which has 13,000 out of 256,000 items. So we were exporting items. Specifically, we were exporting apples and raw rock candy into it. I have gone ahead and added a fuzzy card, and we are now exporting dark bows and the ender sword, like all of the ender swords and all of the dark bows, because we had, I don't know, dozens of the silly things. And doing that did great things as far as clearing our system. I'm honestly thinking about exporting records, but I guess we'll see about that. The music discs. One of my goals. Oh, why are we not exporting the loot bags? Let's see if there's others that aren't. So we should actually not have too many of these in here. I mean, clearly they can end up in here, but you'll see as I'm pulling them out, they do not come back. Because it uses the loot bag opener as storage for them. This one. And so it should automatically do that unless it's full. So technically I could have set up to export, but you know I didn't. So there we go. This kind of lets me get through with fewer channels. And unless I run out of power, it's typically fine because it doesn't clog the system. I get them not super quick, really. Alright, let's go ahead and organize our inventory here. But, yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I've been doing. I've just been, like, farming everything and basically organizing my inventory. I hope that, let's see if we can do this now. Okay, we don't randomly have a magical extra one. Sweet. So, that should take all of the loot bags. So we actually have, looting. Oh, that's amazing. Reroll loot drops twice? That's fancy. So one of the things that I would like to do is I would really like to start getting into immersive engineering. There's a thermal pile. Interesting. We could do this modular. I have no idea what this system is, or that mod is, but I'd like to get into immersive engineering. Specifically, we were working on the blast furnace and the coke oven this last time, and I'd like to get into the icy hot generator thing and just kind of like work my way through this. Specifically, what I'd like is this garden cloche. We're close to it. I know. I couldn't help myself. Sorry. But in order to demonstrate just how long I've had everything running, we are now at 686,000 buckets of creosote oil. And I don't know why this is not working. Maybe it was, and I just canceled it. I don't know. But we now have all the creosote oil that we need to do all of the crafting with it. So, first off, we're going to need some treated wood planks. Let's get some wood. We can do this. We need a bucket, which we have. And treated wood. This is the entire secret to it. Now, if you are fortunate enough to have mechanism in your pack at the same time. So if we go ahead and we take this basic fluid tank and we go like so, let's see, it's got one bucket in it. One. Notice it's filling up. Ta-da! So we can go ahead and go oak. And do that, do that, do that. Chuck that all in there. Take this creosote tank and this. So that is the coolest thing forever. You can't tell me it's not. So that won't work with every mod, but it works with most of the vanilla recipes, and it's very slick. Huh, interesting. So we have this. So we need to start making some wiring. Now I'm just going to do the wire, but I'm not interested in using the wiring, really. So let's get a power cell out here. Let's have some power. Power cell. One of these and one of those. I got batteries around here. Oh, we're finally starting to charge back up. Sweet. There will be power. So let's put this here. We'll check that in there. Have it look outward. So power is cool, but what we actually need are the metal press. So we're going to need some conveyor belts, some steel scaffolding, heavy engineering blocks. So conveyor belt. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know I had those. Conveyor belt. We now have 8. Perfect. Need some scaffolding. What kind of scaffolding did we want? 2 steel. 2 steel scaffolding. So we should just be able to do... we don't have any steel ingots, steel rods. So if we want steel, that's electrical steel. We just want regular steel. That's crude steel. Alright, so tiny progressions. So we actually should be able to do it like this. So let's make that. I mean, the other way to make steel is we take some of this, and I'll get it started so you guys can see the effect. So we do this, and then we go ahead and we, out of range. We get some iron here. I think we've got some iron in here. And this, very slowly, will make steel. We actually can do a couple of things. We can do blocks, or we can do ingots. And that's pretty much what we can do. Like I said, a couple of things. It's very exciting. I know, aren't you thrilled? So meanwhile, we have this stuff. We can smelt it down to hardened stone. And then from here, we'll go steel ingot. This one will make this hammer, which seems great. We'll make another one because it also seems great. And then we'll do that. So I know, steel, who knew? It's crazy. Let's go to that one. So from here, we're going to need these for the scaffolding. Steel scaffolding, go. After this, we're going to need a heavy engineering block and a redstone engineering block and a piston. So piston. We're going to need a heavy engineering block. Heavy engineering block. We'll need some of these, which are going to be steel plates. So we can take them to the compactor or the crushing table. I think I've actually got a crushing table over there. So let's get some steel. We'll take our mighty whacking thing. Alright, so from this, that'll give us our steel mechanical components. We actually need 2 of them. Alright, well let's do more whacking. So what I was doing was just just holding down the right mouse button, and it will just keep working on whatever material you're working on. So that gives us that. We have this. Now we need the redstone engineering block. Redstone engineering block. So that's this, and we can do that. That gives us 2 of these. So we'll hop back out here. So now we have everything in this one. Do we have... Okay, here's the hammer at least. Where's the book? Oh, is the book in my... Let's get rid of that. There's the black backpack. There it is, the engineer's manual. Gotta have that. Alright, perfect. So, engineer's manual. We're looking at simple machines. We're looking at the... no. Tools. Okay, I don't see it actually. Power, wires, generator. Huh, I don't see it. So let's look for... That's the update, overview. Metal plates, or a metal press. There it is. So this is the design that we're trying to build. So we'll build it really quick and then we'll call it here. So we have one of these. Oh, that's tricky. So we'll go scaffolding, scaffolding. We'll go conveyor belt. Oop, 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 oop. So these are conveyor belts. If you don't know what conveyor belts do, they just convey things. Oh, actually, we only needed 2 of them, so let's get rid of that. And then we want the, let's see, engineering block. So it's going to be this one, this one. So the trick is we are trying to place this piston that has mysteriously vanished. Oh my gosh. There it is. So that it points down. If we have a wrench, we can change the facing. Then we need to go ahead and place this. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Heavy engineering block. So we do this, and then I think we whack it with the hammer. Alright, so we now have the metal press. And if we look at it, if you see the top, it's got like the kind of the gold colored dot. That's where the power goes in. This is redstone control right there. So we'll go ahead and call the episode here. I hope you liked it. Didn't get a lot done, but I caught you up on some of the homework I was doing. You know, if you have, I'm looking for whatever pack I'm going to play on the other side of this. So for the in place of Enigmatica 2, if you have suggestions, like give me a link to the pack so I know exactly which one you're talking to. Otherwise, I'll probably have something by next Monday, which will probably be, what is that? Today is the 2nd, I guess you'll be seeing this first, something like that. So the 8th or 9th or something like that. But yeah, if you liked it, leave a like. If you don't. Simple as that. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. You folks have a great night.